Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Nice to have a great crowd here to celebrate the opening of the Grand Ballroom at the Albuquerque Convention Center, along with the new kitchen renovation, which was all part of Phase 1 of our Convention Center upgrades. Today, we're spurring economic development. We're creating opportunities for folks locally and from folks outside of Albuquerque and outside of New Mexico to really come and enjoy this great renovation in this great facility. In fact, we already have a convention booked. I think they're here. I'll mention them in just a moment. Just as we're cutting the ribbon today, we have our first convention that will be in this room over the weekend. So a lot of people to thank for that as we move forward. We're also nearly finished with the design work for Phase 2 of the Convention Center, which will be primarily the exterior renovation on the west side and the surrounding side of the west complex here, as well as this common area that we're in right now, the lobby, and significant changes coming to the rest of the Convention Center as well. So Phase 1 that we're celebrating today consists of renovation of the west building upper level ballrooms A, B, and C. Right behind me, we'll see those in just a minute, and the adjacent restrooms, including new ceilings, walls, floor treatments, new movable partitions so that we can make the space larger and smaller for different size groups. New lighting, which you're going to be very, very impressed with the LED lighting in here, because it's really, I think, the only room in the city that has this level of lighting like it does. And then also the renovation of the west building, lower level kitchen, including all new food service equipment, installation of a new service corridor and a service elevator from the ballrooms. And that's important for a couple of reasons. Lou Dolly can talk about it in just a minute. James, our chef, executive chef, is here as well. Prior to this renovation, they used to have to cook the food. Then they had to try to find a way to get it over to this one single elevator, get it up the stairs, bring it up the escalators, whatever they had to do. But there was no way to really get it and service the room. Even though they did a wonderful job, it was a whole lot of extra work, and now there's a service corridor and a new elevator. There's also includes demolition of the south ramp of the loading dock and patching and repair of the stuccos. You can see, if you look out this window, you'll see the new kind of the buckskin color, the tan stucco versus the pink mauve stucco that was out there before. So we'll be doing the east side of the Convention Center exterior also. As I said, our first convention is here this weekend, and I'm going to say this, I hope correctly. It is nearly 1,000 scientists and scholars studying fish, reptiles, and amphibians will enjoy our new ballroom for the first time, and the kitchen facilities. It's the American Society of Ichthyology and Herpetology. Is that right? Okay, yes. No, not looking for applause. Thank you. Let's give them applause for being here. We want to thank you for doing that. So the project, as it sits today, employed 219 people. A lot of those individuals were from local contractors, local engineering and architecture firms as well. I want to specifically thank our design consultants, Decker Perry Sabatini. Bill Sabatini is here with us. Bill, wonderful job, very nicely done. They're also going to be designing the second phase, and they're actually almost finished designing the second phase, so all of the finishes will tie nicely together. Kendall Giles is the project manager and the lead architect. Kendall's here with us. Bill Sabatini we talked about. Our general contractor, who was under some extremely tight time constraints for this project. I mean, this was a no kidding deal. We broke ground. We got them started on the demolition. How many days ago? You guys probably know it by heart. 109. And we said you need to be finished by this weekend because we have the ichthyology group that's going to be here. So Gerald Martin, general contractors, very nice job. Is Gerald here today? I don't see Gerald. I see Jerry here.
Victoria Martin's here.
Oh, there's Victoria. Victoria, nice to see you so much. Dan Fulcher is their project manager. Dan's up here. And who's the super?
Don Lawrence.
Don. Nice job, Don.
And Jim Morgan.
And Jim. As a contractor myself, started out as a carpenter and a painter, I always appreciate the superintendents as well. So we finished up the design of Phase 2 is expected to bid in August. Mike Reardon from DMD is going to make sure that happens, and it'll start construction in September of this year, and it will finish up about a year later. It's quite a sizable project. It's $11.6 million, almost $12 million for the second phase, so it'll take almost a year. Phase 2 will consist of addition of a new glass entryway on the west building, so this whole side of the west building will look differently. You can see some of the renderings that are here. A balcony from this ballroom that will go out to a shaded structure overlooking Civic Plaza, so we can get some of those beautiful New Mexico sunsets. An executive conference room that will be over in this corner next to the Kiva. An atrium interior improvements, which is this whole area that we're standing in today. New carpeting, wall, floor treatments. and also lighting package improvements in here. And then remodeling of the lower atrium level also to feel more like a living space. So when our conventioneers come, if you look over that half wall that you see there, it'll be a much nicer gathering space. There'll be a fireplace, large screen TV down there, a place where people can really gather and enjoy their time between convention activities. It'll also include refinishing of the west building exterior to match the tan stucco that's going on the east side of the exterior. And it will also have some rather significant pedestrian improvements out on the 3rd Street between Marquette and Tijeras. So based on the architectural renderings that we've done and this $8.6 million project that we're cutting the ribbon on today, ACVB, our great partners at the Albuquerque Convention and Visitors Bureau, our great partners at SMG, have been able to book 26 groups in fiscal year 14, which is expected to add $21.6 million to the local economy. And that's a full $10 million increase from fiscal year 13. So we're trying to make smart public sector investments on behalf of the citizens of Albuquerque, and I think the numbers are already starting to bear out that it's going to make a significant difference. I want to thank, before I turn it over to Dale Lockett with ACVB, I certainly want to thank Mike Reardon. Mike's our Director of Municipal Development. Keith Reed is his project manager. These guys and their group have been over here every day making sure that they're working with the architect, working with the contractor in a very collaborative way to make sure that the project got done on time, the project got done within the budgetary constraints, and that we have a quality construction project. And I was over here about a week ago kicking the tires a little bit, and I can tell you it really is nicely done. I want to thank Dale Lockett and Lou Dolly for their help coordinating the construction, and I'd like to have Dale Lockett from ACVB now come up and say a few words and give us a little encouragement as well. Dale, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'd like to add my congratulations to the team that brought this project in on time, which is most important, and on budget. In on time in our business, when we sell out to the future, what strikes fear in the heart of our clients is, oh my goodness, you're doing renovations, you're doing a major improvement. Is it going to impact my meeting? How is it going to impact my meeting? We had the assurances from Mike Reardon and his team, plus from Bill Sabatini, that they put this project in with Lou Dolly's help. They scoped it perfectly, and to have it be available for a major convention that's coming in. Not only is the meeting that the mayor, and I'm not going to attempt to try to say it because I stumble on it, ichthyologist, thank you, coming in, but we also have USA Roller Sports coming in right behind it. In fact, they'll start setting up in 2 days for that major event. So why are we doing this? By the way, it's in 20 years, this is the first major reinvestment in this center. The mayor mentioned it. 26 groups coming in next year, in this next fiscal year, bringing in more than double the direct spend into this community. That means jobs here. That's $10 million plus more dollars coming into Albuquerque that could have gone to other destinations that surround us and would have gone to other destinations. We're fighting for jobs. We're fighting for economic impact. What we were able to do at the ACVB was be able to go out and market that this city is reinvesting in itself. And so it's not only other cities that are doing the same, but we could join that, and we could tout the improvements and be able to say and take away one other challenge that we'd have in booking business. So again, huge credits, Mayor, to your leadership in this and making this happen. We're very excited about Phase 2, because Phase 2 really brings in the brand of New Mexico, the brand of Albuquerque, and something that we can then be able to promote even larger. And I have one challenge for Albuquerqueans. We have a program that has been very successful in the past that we have rolled out, and that is basically to bring your meetings home to Albuquerque. And there's a special website. It is www.myabqmeeting.com, and on that address and that site, we'll walk you through how we can help you bring your meeting here. And speaking of commitments to bringing meetings, Rob Enriquez, my VP of Sales, and his team have done an outstanding job, but what they did was created a couple of incentive programs. And one is Destination Albuquerque, another one is Red or Green, and the other is a citywide destination welcome program. I'd like to call out thanks specifically to Rob Perry, our CAO, who has personally been involved in the citywide destination to personally greet our groups and say, please make your decision to come to Albuquerque, as well as the mayor being personally involved in asking our clients to make the decision to come to Albuquerque, and going beyond that, saying, what can we do to help you make the decision to come to Albuquerque? So this is a great day for Albuquerque. We're excited. We've got some great economic news on the horizon, so stay tuned. This is an evolving story. Thank you, Mayor.
Dale's not kidding about the spokesperson. He called me last year and said, hey, come over and film a cake video. So I came over and we filmed a cake video for the cake decorators conference. So yeah, we're always glad to do that. Before I bring Lou Dolly up from SMG, there's some other folks around that I see. That I want to thank. Rob Perry, our CAO. Thank you, Rob, for everything. You've done a wonderful job getting this put together. All the folks from DMD, Jose's here from SMG, the entire SMG team. And I see a lot of our finance groups. David Buchholz I see over here as well. If you remember, we talked about this project initially, the way that we came up with the $20 million, we didn't have to go out for a tax increase. We didn't have to go out for anything other than being smarter about how we finance this particular facility. There was debt on this facility that was almost at 7%, if I'm not mistaken. So through Lou Hoffman in our DFA department and some of his group, working with some of our bond counsel, they were able to restructure the financing into the current extremely low interest rates, and that's how we were able to leverage this into a $20 million renovation without having to go out to the folks that we serve in our community and asking for any additional dollars from them. Next, I want to bring up Lou Dolly, and then we're going to go ahead and cut the ribbon. SMG has been a great partner in this facility. If you haven't been to a dinner event here, this is where Maria puts on the Mayor and First Lady's Charity Gala. This is where the Hispano Chamber has their event every year. This is where a lot of major groups have their events, and if you haven't come to one of those events and tasted the fantastic food, this, I believe, is the best convention food. It's world-class dining here at the Albuquerque Convention Center. It was before the renovation, and I know the new kitchen is going to even help that even more. And from a logistical standpoint, I know it's going to help. And I was just joking with James, the executive chef. James, you're behind the sign here, but wave your arm. James is the executive chef, and he's got a new uniform on, so he must be liking the new kitchen if he's got his new duds on. But with that, let me bring up Lou Dolly from SMG to say a few words. You're such a great partner. Lou, appreciate it.
And again, I want to start by thanking the mayor. I think last time we had one of these, I talked about, actually my first or second time I met the mayor, and we walked through the convention center, and as I said then, he made a commitment that, we got to do something here. And so all those things that the mayor talked about, they aren't simple things. They have changed the game for us. Just the small thing of back of the house access. Almost every convention center has that. As the mayor said, we have to push things through events. Well, architects, DPS has done a fantastic job of addressing things like that. I remember I always said we were a flip a switch building. Everything you had to go flip a switch. I'm down in the kitchen the other day. Everything's electronic. And so that's going to make us better. It's going to allow us to do a better job of servicing our customers. This is a big step for us. This is the beginning of the future for the Albuquerque Convention Center, and our staff is very excited about this. And as I've advised them, we got to step it up. We got the facility. We also got to step our game up. So I have 100% confidence that our staff can do that. Jose Garcia, our Director of Operations, he's the guy that for us got us here today. I remember I called him into my office and said, this is your baby. You got to deliver it. So I want to give him a round of applause because having spent most of my career doing projects, I know how complicated these things can be. And I also want to give a lot of credit to Joe Martin and DPS and all the folks involved. They kept us going through this. Believe me, this was not simple. It wasn't just, okay, let's just get it done. We've been very busy during this. We were able to get through this. We kept our clients happy. James and his folks cooking on the mobile trucks that were out on the loading dock. It's just been a phenomenal experience for everybody. And before I end, I just want to thank all the city folks, Mike, Keith, Rob, John Garcia, Cheryl, everybody who's had a role in this. And this has been just a wonderful experience for me watching this happen, because if there's a building that deserves this, it's Albuquerque. Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.